Jordan,
Sean,
I got something I want to talk about.
little excited. A little excited. Madonna! Clarice, open the door.
Open the door. I am the queen, bitch. I'm Madonna.
Madonna's on Grindr coming to your home.
She's on Grindr, she's on Scruff, she's on Sniffies.
Did it open your heart?
It opened a lot of things.
Not too much. The concept of getting Britney and Christina Spraytan on stage together at the same time, it made me gay. It changed my life.
We're all familiar with the performance of Ray of Light on Oprah, where Oprah is going like this.
Should we acknowledge the hydrangeas in the room?
I loathe hydrangeas.
Fix my eyebrows.
That show was really neat. Madonna's mother is French Canadian.
Madonna is CanCon.
Madonna is CanCon.
Little Ray of Light.
iHeartRadio Canada presents Bestie Listen.
Jordan,
Sean,
I got something I want to talk about.
what are we talking about today? Or
Talking
who?
about the queen. The queen of pop, Madonna.
Madonna.
She is
Have a bit of respect.
a musician,
Yes.
a businesswoman, a brand, a fashion icon.
Children's author.
I'm
Gymnast.
trying to forget, actress, gym owner, briefly.
Oh my God, Hard Candy Gym. Young and Dundas.
Anybody been to the Aura building? It's not there anymore.
It's haunted by her.
It's an IKEA now.
Yeah, that's so true. Do you remember when she came here for the Hard Candy Gym opening?
do I remember?
That was iconic.
Yeah.
There was a frenzy. She hated every second of it.
She hated every second of
The
it.
fascist state of Toronto.
And that's why we love her. Jordan, what's your history with Madonna?
My history with Madonna, I would say she to me is a bit like Jesus, is that in the sense that
Because in LA.
because in LA, she's just omnipresent.
Mm-hmm.
She's always been around. But I would say my first Madonna moment was, and we're going to get to it later, obviously, but was the kiss.
That was your first Madonna moment?
Yeah, I'm so young. So I was 13.
Grow
I was 13. Ever heard of it, honey? And I remember watching the VMAs, and then I remember the next day being the schoolyard, and everybody was like, "Oh, that was so gross."
Ew, girls,
they kiss?
cooties.
And I was like, "Yes, but how fierce were they?" Wasn't it? Didn't Britney look amazing?
It was fierce. The whole thing was fierce.
It was fierce. What's your first? I'll let you go. Go long.
Yeah. I don't have to go long because it took me a while to get into Madonna, but like you, it just feels like she was always around. And I think the first image I have in my head is the Cherish video, the short hair. I remember seeing that in my grandparents' basement on the hit list or something.
Mm-hmm.
And but I didn't become a fan until around probably 99 when I was introduced to Drowned World Substitute for Love, the song.
Of course.
And I was like, whoa.
I love talking to the Stan.
And then I went deep in.
And that's where your lore began.
That's where the lore began.
Was it immediate love and admiration?
It wasn't immediate love. It was immediate love for that song. And obviously I was aware of the singles by that point and I enjoyed them as anybody would. But what really radicalized me was I'm Going to Tell You a Secret. Are you familiar with I'm Going to Tell You a Secret?
No.
The document. Oh my God.
Here we go.
Like, cancel the show. Okay. So
Cards.
you're familiar with Truth or Dare, her
Yes.
first documentary.
Yes, familiar. I'm very familiar.
Okay. Highest grossing documentary, held that record for 11 years.
Yes.
And then she did a follow-up documentary that is exactly in the same tone as Truth or Dare, but for the Reinvention tour.
Whoa.
It's must-see TV.
This is
It's
actually
incredible.
shocking information.
It's iconic. Watching that, I was like only kind of aware of the singles and a few other like deep cuts that had been introduced to me. And then I watched that. I am not joking. It radicalized me.
Why did it radicalize you?
It just opened my eyes to like what a superstar.
Did it open your heart?
It opened a lot of things. It opened my eyes. It opened my heart.
Not too much.
No, it's an incredible piece of film, and it's directed by Jonas Åkerlund.
Oh.
Who would go on to direct
Yeah.
many things that we love, but also including the Confessions tour, videos, whatever, DVD. It's incredible. We have to stop this whole thing and go watch it.
When you think of Madonna, you think of Truth or Dare, and you think of a documentary done right.
Yeah.
And we just don't have that today. And I think the thesis of what we're talking about today is like, this person is so singular that a lot of what they've done fails to be replicated.
Yeah.
So much so that a pop star documentary she set the bar so high. And the only thing that's really come close is obviously Katy Perry's Part of Me in 3D. Or Justin Bieber's Never Say Never in 3D.
5'2".
5'2".
Remember that one?
Yeah, when she played her song for her Nonna. Yeah. Do you remember that? And her
when
Nonna
she was like, this is about Joanna, and her Nonna's like, I don't care. That was a long time ago. She's dead.
She's like, Joanna who? I think we're going to dive in, and we have a lot of questions here, but I think when we're talking about Madonna, we have to be very specific.
Careful
and specific. This is, equivalent to like God. So I think we already can cover this, but let's just like give a basis. What's the level of Madonna fan that you are? What level are you?
At this point now, I'm like full stan.
Full stan. Yeah. But in terms of education, intermediate,
high
performing.
How about you?
I would say full stan. What's under intermediate?
It's low.
Oh, what's higher than intermediate?
High.
I'm intermediate. I would say my knowledge is like pretty good, but
pretty good, but you haven't seen I'm going to tell you a
exactly,
secret.
Right? So you get me, girlfriend.
Can I do a little rapid fire with you?
I guess.
Just to table set now that we're getting a little deep in. So I just want to sort of set the scene here.
I'm scared.
So what is your favorite Madonna album?
I'm so scared. I just pierced so many ears. My
You're
favorite
like Claire's.
album. Pardon me.
You're like a Claire's. Like the Claire's at the Dufferin Mall. Piercing ears.
I'm more like the Auntie Anne's at Dufferin Mall.
Who's Auntie Anne?
The pretzel place.
Oh, right.
Anyway,
I'm
Jesus
the Cinnabon.
Christ. We're actually going to talk. Anyway, my favorite Madonna album, it's like a three-way between Ray of Light, Erotica, and then Confessions. And I hate to say this because I'm going to sound so noob, but like Confessions 2 has really shot right up there. I think it's over Confessions 1.
I agree.
What are yours? What is yours?
Well, yeah, the question was singular. So
I don't listen.
My favorite Madonna album is Music. I think it is just so batshit and comes at such an interesting point in her career, and it's so experimental, so fun, so fresh.
Yeah.
Still to this day. Like it is aged like wine.
My last 3 albums. That's not true.
My last 3 albums. This is, wait, we need to explain this one.
So Madonna's having resurgence, not a resurgence, but Madonna memes have really taken over Twitter. So there's a Madonna meme, and it's doing this great thing that memes do. So this is what a meme is. Yeah. Let me explain a meme.
So the internet is what?
So www. Okay, so there's a Madonna meme from like the Confessions era promo, where she is rolling around a mint in her mouth. She's fully from Scotland.
She's got Mentos in her, 2 Mentos in her mouth.
She has 1 foot in Scotland, 1 foot in Ireland. Accent has never been stronger. Rollers fresh out of her hair. And the interviewer, this is when we were interviewing, like, nobody was talking to their producers before. And the interviewer goes, like, quietly, well, how do you feel because your last 3 albums have underperformed? And she goes...
First of all, she looks up, eyes part this way. Like she's like, what were my last 3 albums? And she goes, my last 3 albums?
My last 3 albums.
My last 3 albums. So the last 3 albums were American Life, Music, and Ray of Light. And she goes, Music did great, and Ray of Light did amazing. It was just my last album that underperformed.
But what's so good is the mint rolling around, and she's Irish. And then also, it's now, people are like memeing it like me as Goldilocks. My last 3 albums. Anyway, sorry. Okay, we're going off. Madonna is like Beyonce and Mariah in that their memes are so good.
Yeah.
Because they're taken so seriously for their music and their art. But when they're unintentionally funny, because in that moment she's hilarious, but it's not intentional.
No.
She's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Madonna single? You were going to ask me that, but now I'm asking you.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to answer it. Yeah, that is so hard though.
So they're so different.
They're so different. But I think I would have to go with something like Express Yourself.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you seen, it's not on these cards, I'm going rogue. Have you seen the Glee Madonna episode? I'm doing it. I asked
Mary,
about
full of
Glee again.
grace. Give me patience.
My last 3 albums. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it, but I've seen many clips.
I haven't seen the
on
documentary.
Twitter.
You haven't
Yeah,
seen.
so important pieces of media.
It really is.
I know.
Both complimentary and derogatory. Anyway, what's your favorite Madonna music video?
What it feels like for a girl.
Yes. Her just
Wow.
driving around killing old people.
Just driving with reckless abandon.
That's one of my earliest Much Music memories.
Really?
Yeah, I think it played on Much More.
Probably like after 11 p.m.
Yeah, because there was the 2 versions, right? The one where she killed people and the one where
Yes,
she
there
didn't.
was, yeah.
I mean, who really is doing it like her? I would say like that video's great. I would say like Frozen is probably my favorite.
Frozen is
controversial, but my
Frozen
favorite.
is so Hands by Jewel. Same video.
Okay, I
Same
have
video.
not familiar.
With hands?
We're gonna by Jewel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar
My hands are small, I know.
with the video.
Oh, okay.
Clarice,
Open the door.
I'm gonna give you this one because I like being alive. What Madonna song do you think is overrated?
None of them.
Great answer. Check the board.
No, I would say probably if I had to pick something that's overrated, I would say like Girl Gone Wild or something. I think people love Girl Gone Wild, but it's like not that good.
Hey, I love Girl
Yeah.
Gone Wild.
Can't sing. Don't have the rights. No good.
Shoot. Guess we had to cut the episode. Which Madonna song do you think deserves more flowers?
Well, you didn't want to answer the overrated?
No.
Okay. Deserves more flowers? Well, honestly, are you familiar with Bad Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bad Girl.
Why?
It's just like, I love a Madonna ballad. I think there's 2 sides to Madonna. There's like the dance queen and there's the ballad queen. And some of the ballads get lost in the mix. And
Yeah.
Bad Girl is such a great example. There's such a great SNL performance of Bad Girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why I love Ray Like, because like Frozen and The Power of Goodbye.
Yeah.
The Power of Goodbye.
The power. Don't get me started on the power of goodbye.
That's my funeral song.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a
Yeah.
disjointed rapid fire.
It was a weird one. Yeah.
It's getting weird.
Well, Madonna is the queen of reinvention.
Yeah.
And so I feel like just talking to you now, it's like we
A very different
are
experiences.
months apart in age.
Weeks.
And we have very different sort of like recollections and affinities to different versions of Madonna. Do you think that different generations like really have a different experience with her?
I think she is one of our few artists that fans are so, you have very different eras with her. And I think especially being gay, it's even more amplified. So like my Madonna relationship is like VMA Kiss Confessions onward, really.
Yeah.
And that's where the love affair began. And then the education came in more recently in the last like five years or so. But I think, when you think of Madonna, there's so many words and terms that are associated with her. And reinvention is often famously the word that you use with Madonna. And then that's attached to eras. Because when we think of the girls nowadays, you are like, well, she's in her new era. She's reinvented herself. And Madonna famously has never been more attached to reinvention. Like when you think of Madonna, you think of people saying the career's over, she's done, flop, old, lady, done.
Yeah.
And then that's just never been the case.
And then she comes back and then she's like,
much to the chagrin of her non-fan base.
yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because it's always like,
She's always having to prove them wrong.
but I just find that so fascinating. And it's always like, women's stories matter. They just do. But it's like, really, who else is doing it like her comparatively, especially at her age? It's like, very hard to compare. I would say it's like Cher,
Yeah.
Tina Turner, may she rest, but also like, it's the peers are few.
Yeah.
And what I've been struck with Confessions too most recently really is like, wow, the bitch really did it.
Yeah.
Like she really fucking did it.
I know. And this is the thing is like to think of the timeline coming back to this sort of like generational thing, it's so crazy to think about because when she came back with, let's say, Ray of Light, right? She had come off like a flop era of like bedtime stories and erotica. Yeah, it was a flop.
And
erotica was just like panned because it was tied up with the sex book, too much controversy. People were over it.
Shaw was pissing people off.
And so to come back with Ray of Light, it was like, oh my God, she's back and she's so different and she's grown up and she's doing a new kind of music.
The material girl turned spiritual girl.
Yeah,
that's what Oprah calls her in the intro.
That's what it was. And then she sort of has music, which did good. And then she has American Life, which flops. And then she comes back with Confessions, like the comeback queen. But this is what's crazy to think about is that from the period of her self-titled debut to Confessions is about 20 years, like 19 years, 100%, I think.
100%, yeah.
And then the period from Confessions 1 to Confessions 2, 20 years.
Crazy.
And
she's like Jesus.
So like this is truly the ultimate comeback because I never thought I'd see the day. I thought really we had seen the best of Madonna come and go.
1, 2, cha-cha-cha.
We all have the urge to 1, 2, cha-cha-cha within us. And sometimes I think we just need to keep it inside.
I agree with you. I thought we were done too. And even when Confessions 2 was announced, I was like, you know, sequel album, really conceptual. That's kind of crazy. And of all albums, it's kind of almost sacrilegious. Like how dare you touch that sacred property? And then you comes out, you listen to it and you're like, wait a second. And then the promotion was so crazy.
Yeah.
You know, mother in the middle of Times Square putting her leg over a glass at a grinder party. None of those words have ever been in a sentence before.
None of those words are in the Bible.
But they should be.
They should be. But this is the thing is that speaking of how different generations have different relationships to her, I am so happy that she's back with this huge success because I feel like for all of the younger generation, their exposure to Madonna in the past 20 years has been bleak, right? And it's been of somebody...
How dare you speak about Rebel Heart that way? Look and Hard Candy.
I do love Rebel Heart. I know
you do. And I love Hard Candy.
I love Hard Candy. But that doesn't matter. It's just that...
No, I love Rebel Heart.
So many people, I think, who are worshiping these girls who, you know, are also good, but who are successors to Madonna, but nobody can quite live up to her, are like seeing this version of Madonna and don't get it, right? Like they're seeing the Madonna on Instagram with the grills in and the tits out and the, like, it's just like,
the grills.
Nothing is like the BBL. I don't get me started on that. It's just like nothing's quite clicking here in the way that it once did. And so I'm so happy that she's been able to have this new moment to show people like, no, I am the queen. Bitch, I'm Madonna.
Okay, so speaking of reinvention, which one do you think is the riskiest? I would personally say Confessions 2, given age, parameters, legacy, the year it being. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that though there wasn't much to lose. Like the only way was
it's just gonna flop.
Up.
Yeah.
Right. We either had another flop on our hands or we had a hit. So she had nothing to lose, everything to gain, and she did gain it, which is great. I feel like though, I think the riskiest I would say is American Life.
Yeah.
Because it was so political.
Because she was a brunette.
She put on that brown wig.
No, I think that was dyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It was post the Chicks.
Yeah.
Calling out George W. Bush and getting canceled for it. And so she just like really like threw herself into that, put out this insane video that got censored.
At the same time as doing a Bond theme song.
Yeah.
And I have said this before, but her having a Bond theme song and an Austin Powers theme song, I think is...
Who has that?
Never been done before.
It's true. Literally never been done before.
Both songs arguably are great, but the Austin Powers one... Better. Which is crazy. Yeah. Crazy work. Anyway.
One of the best she's ever looked in a video, too.
Yeah, she looks amazing in that video. Oh, yeah. With the tank top.
So I think that was her riskiest reinvention. Yeah. And it was tough it was a tough time for her, but we got through it. And I think it's a great album.
I mean, I think that's a great segue into our next question, which is there a Madonna era that you didn't appreciate until years later? And I would agree. I think it's American Life.
Yeah.
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 It's like you're not going to get it the first time, and you might not get it the second time, but the third time
Give
you're
it a
going to
third
get
chance.
it. Because then you listen to the album and you're like, wait, this bitch was fucking onto something.
Yeah.
And she was ahead of her time with the sound.
And then the second half turns into like a Joni Mitchell album.
Well, that's often the case with Madonna. We're starting with the bangers, and then we get into like really introspective, weird, sad, melodic, personal stuff. Yeah, which I appreciate with her.
But what you're getting at here is there are so many moments from Madonna's career that defined pop culture.
Yes.
Like she was such a cultural lightning rod throughout her career. And it's like so many artists, you're lucky to have one iconic moment. And Madonna has, like, I could sit here and rattle off 25.
And you're going to.
And I might. And so let's touch on some of them now. First of all, are you familiar with the original VMA performance?
Yes.
From the first VMAs, the Like a Virgin performance.
It's not a go-to, but I am familiar with
Yeah,
it.
it's messy.
Yeah.
I think people forget how messy it really is.
Well, yeah. Why is it so messy?
Well, so it's her in the wedding dress,
Yes.
coming out of the giant wedding cake, and it's a concept. They had like a dream
They're
and a
in
dress.
the discovery phase.
And everything goes wrong. She's rolling around the stage. I think she loses her shoe at one point. It's just like, and they don't know how to film it. The lighting's horrendous, and they get through the whole thing. And for some reason, that becomes like such a central image in Madonna's career.
Was the rolling around on stage with the wedding dress.
And set the bar for this is what you do at the VMAs. Like that created the iconic VMA performance.
Yeah, I think when you think Madonna, even I didn't have the education for that, but I remember watching another iconic Madonna performance, which is the Britney Christina Madonna thing. And it starts with Lola and another girl coming out in wedding dresses, or not wedding dresses, flower girl dresses. And then you have Britney and Christina iconically coming out in wedding dresses.
Which is just so important.
Let's talk about it.
It is so important.
It made me gay. It changed my life.
Do you remember the
Where
feud between Britney and Christina?
It's not even that. Well, it is that.
It is that.
Because originally it's supposed to be Britney and J-Lo. Which
we're not talking about that.
Which is insane.
No, we're not doing that.
But for it, the importance of it, because it always goes on Twitter and someone's like, who would it be today? I was like, nobody. It'd be like Sabrina and Olivia. But like, it's so different because back in the day, put me out to pasture.
It's sick.
When that was happening, the concept of getting Britney and Christina spray tan on stage together at the same time was inconceivable. Like I still watch it, and because the rehearsal footage is also available for your viewing pleasure, which you should watch. Highly recommend. Yeah. Iconic.
The spray tan was so fresh in the rehearsal, like she hadn't showered yet.
No, you could smell her. But it really is like. I've talked about this before, but like that performance is so iconic because you have Britney and Christina on stage together, Christina spray tan, Madonna in a suit, Madonna coming out of a wedding cake. Moreover, though, you have the audience shots, which we can't do that today because the audience shots are Kelly Osbourne beside Avril Lavigne, Beyonce going like this. She's into it. She's excited. Then you have, who else do you have? You have Justin Timberlake, who they're like edging.
Well,
something's coming.
Yeah, and they are edging him. And the problem with the Justin Timberlake reaction shot is like you get that they need it. You get that they need it.
Cut off Christina.
They know. Yeah, they know that the Britney Madonna kiss is coming, and it's spicier than anybody could imagine.
It's a good kiss.
Well, the tongue slips in.
Yeah,
and the tongue slips in, and you cut to Justin. Nobody knows Christina kissed Madonna. Nobody knows Christina kissed Madonna.
Yeah.
Until like the press photos come out after. And how pissed must Christina have been?
I think she's still mad.
I think she's still mad.
Yeah. But I would be remiss if I didn't include the cast of Queer Eye fawning and girling out in the audience, and Carson just like going to the other one like, while it's happening, and it's the ultimate gay guy experience.
They're the only ones that really realize what they're witnessing.
100%, because Carson has like his flip phone. It's being recorded, mind you, it's on TV, but Carson is like with the flip phone recording it, and they're queening out, and it's like, yes, That is what's happening. And then Missy Elliott comes out and it gets crazy.
And then, all bets are off.
It's crazy.
Missy Elliott comes out to do her rap from the Gap commercial.
I've watched the Britney Christina Madonna performance 100 times.
Yeah.
Like I know it
As
front
you
to
should.
back.
As
I
you
know it
should.
front to back. Britney's never looked better. Never looked better. Christina comes out screaming.
What's your favorite moment? What's your favorite like micro moment from that performance?
My favorite is before. So Britney's already out. She looks incredible. She sounds great. The track is
she
perfect.
does, she does.
She sounds incredible.
track is perfect.
Track's perfect. Christina comes out, veil over, spray tan coming through, and then she's coming out.
That's
like
my favorite part too.
Comes out like this and goes to Britney,
Yeah.
and Britney's like this. I love it. I also love when Britney puts the mic in her chest. I love it. She didn't need it anyway, but she had to put it somewhere.
Well, that's like a nod to, that's a classic Madonna move.
Oh, scratch that. I'm gonna look like an idiot. Fuck.
That's the point. Madonna always puts the mic in her boobs.
You think
so she
you
can
know
dance.
something and I come here to learn.
Yeah, well.
We've never said it's an information podcast.
Look, I do have to say, this is the first episode of Bestie Listen where I didn't have to do any homework.
Yeah. And I didn't really, I know
you
we touch
didn't.
upon
I
the
can tell.
movies. I know we touch upon the movies, but I've never seen
What have you never seen?
Suddenly Susan or whatever it's called.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But I have seen the baseball one. And I like it. And I think I've seen the beach one. The beach one.
Desperately Seeking Susan. You've seen Swept Away, but you haven't seen Desperately Seeking Susan.
Yeah, because that was such a thing.
You got.
I'm getting
sorry.
eyes from Kyle.
Okay, but here's okay. Well, yeah.
Well, yes. Should we acknowledge the hydrangeas in the room?
I loathe hydrangeas.
Yeah, so, Madonna has iconic performances, but she also has iconic moments.
So many iconic moments. The thing is,
Here's the thing.
She is so singular, not just because of all of the hits that she's written, all of the performances that she staged, all of the iconic moments, all of the iconic fashion moments, but she also has, a lot of pop stars could do that. You could just give them.
You can have the iconic
You could have the
performances.
steps.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the X factor, if you don't have that star power, that Whitney, Mariah, Madonna sort of like ability to sit down
Make a
and
moment out of
deliver a
anything.
line,
Yeah.
then you've got nothing.
The hydrangeas thing is so funny because it's like, you didn't have to say that.
You didn't have to say it. And it's like also late career. So this is in Cannes, at the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah.
And she's doing a press junket for God knows what.
The Gap commercial.
WE. I don't know what she was showing. I don't know, or maybe it was, I don't know what it was.
WE.
But somebody gives her a bouquet of hydrangeas. She's got a hot mic on. I don't think she realizes or cares
No, she doesn't
that
care.
she has a hot mic on. And she goes, "Thank you." I love hydrangeas.
Well, that leads us to our next iconic Madonna moment, which is her complaining about it being too hot, which is the most relatable thing ever. Clarice, open the door.
Open the door.
It's stifling in
I
here.
can't even think to answer a question.
And again, she's Scottish.
And then she goes like this.
And that clip's been making the rounds recently on TikTok and Instagram. And I love when a clip like that goes viral because I go to the comments and I immediately know people who post on Facebook are in those comments and they don't understand it. So it's always like straight people being
Yeah.
like, was that necessary?
What a miserable cow.
How rude.
Yeah.
How rude.
Yeah.
She could have said it nicer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not the point. The point is that it's obviously it's rude.
And then you go on Twitter and people are like, "Yes, queen."
Me as fuck. Me.
Me.
It's the ultimate me experience.
right now.
Literally me asking Claire for water. Me. But that's what makes Madonna so good. And that's what makes her, moreover, such a gay icon is that to lift what you were saying, in the world of iconic performances, great music, we have other iconic performances. And those are sometimes just as important as the actual performances, right?
Yeah.
We want the memes. We want the like.
It's her teaching Rosie O'Donnell yoga at 4:00 in the afternoon,
It's her.
wearing a crown of thorns.
Yeah. It's her. It's her on Oprah.
It's her. Tell me about her on Oprah.
Her. Okay.
Because obviously we're all familiar with the performance of Ray of Light on Oprah, where Oprah is going like this during the performance. But also like Oprah, this is the thing I love about Oprah is that Oprah is such a parrot in a way. Like
you said that and then I sounded like a parrot. Oh,
Oprah
tough.
is such a parrot because she mimics what she sees. And I think it's like, she does it subconsciously, but I think it's part of her charm and it's what makes people warm up to her. And so she's just mimicking Madonna's dance moves, but there's another cut in that performance where so Madonna's singing with the mic and it cuts to Oprah like also with her mic to her mouth. But she's also
but
Oprah's never learned a lyric to a song in her life.
But here's the thing. I think Oprah, someone said this recently, they were like, one of the best things about that performance is that Oprah knows the words. So
she knows the words.
So she's like, knows enough, right?
She knows, and I feel.
The thing about Madonna on Oprah performing Ray of Light is that it's so incredible for several reasons. First of all, it aired at 4 p.m., which means they taped at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
So at 11 a.m., Madonna had 500 people in a Chicago studio at a fucking rave.
Yeah.
They were on their ass. And there's always a woman when they do the overtop shot who's like in a green cardigan, who's like this. But it's so funny and complimentary funny because it's like, wow. It's the term of like, not a phone in sight. People truly living in the moment. You were watching Madonna perform Ray of Light on Oprah and you were losing your shit. As you should be. Yeah. And so was Oprah. Oprah was so hype that when you would cut to her, you have two incredibly iconic memes that are still used to today. Is the meme part as important? I don't know. But like that performance is just so good. Like every time I watch it, I'm like, this is culture. This is like what we're not doing anymore truly, which is like someone performing their new song, Ray of Light on Oprah.
Yeah.
Also, Oprah's introduction is so funny. Yeah. It's just so funny.
Well, it's like 2 minutes long.
Well, they start, the audience is already screaming, and she goes, little excited, Madonna! And then she goes, from material girl turned spiritual girl, critics are saying her new album, Ray of Light, is being called extraordinary. Anyway, I can keep
It's
going.
amazing.
It's amazing just because, like, you know.
And Madonna got up at 4 a.m. to get bejeweled.
Well, she's in her best yoga wear.
Yeah.
And she's in the orange red hair phase, which I think she looks so good.
I love that
She also
hair.
sounds amazing on that performance.
I know, and it's like fully live, no auto-tune.
Fully live, no auto-tune, and that's what's so important
And
about that performance.
is it a little pitchy dog? Yes.
Yeah, but in the best way. I think
in the
she
best
sounds
way.
great, and it's. I made a TikTok about it once, and we can cut this, but like people were in the. Because I think it's important. People in the comments were like, there was people who went to the show.
No.
Commenting on it, and they were like.
Was it the woman in the green cardigan?
God, I wish. People were like, she performed this twice because she didn't like her first performance.
Oh.
So what we see, I think, might have been
mashup?
It might have been a mashup or the second take. She didn't like how she sounded the first time, which is probably like why everybody was so excited.
Yeah.
Like we got it good the first time, we're gonna get it even better the second time. But that's also so cool because it's like you were there for history.
Literally
Do you know what
history.
I mean? Not to be like.
It's like if I had the choice to be in the audience for the car or Ray of Light performance.
Ray of Light.
Ray of Light. Give me Ray of Light. It's worth 20 cars.
Or when Madonna's distant cousin Celine Dion was on for that baby book.
Yeah.
You know when she posed with the babies and the flowers?
Well, this is the thing. Wait, because you bring up the distant cousin. You know Madonna's mother is French Canadian.
Oui.
This is CanCon.
Madonna is CanCon.
Madonna is CanCon.
Le Ray of Light.
And every time she comes to Canada, she loves to remind the audience.
Did she do it at the last tour?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Both nights.
I don't know. Well, I love a good banter that's the same both nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
All right.
Well, speaking of Toronto, Madonna getting almost arrested in Toronto.
Yeah.
The fascist state of Toronto.
Also, one of the highlights of Truth or Dare. So many highlights of Truth or Dare. There's the
Fix my eyebrows.
that show was really neat.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner telling her the show was neat, and then she goes, "Don't come here and call my show neat."
Well, she's 100% correct. And what a man to reduce her to something that he doesn't understand because he's straight.
Literally.
What I love about the eyebrow thing, before we get into the fascist state of Toronto, is that she just didn't like the look of the people in the front row.
Oh, yeah.
And how relatable.
Yeah.
She's like, get some hotties up here.
Yeah. She was like, it's men in suits in the front row.
Fix my eyebrows. Okay.
The fascist state of Toronto is such an iconic moment because she is doing one of her most controversial performances ever in Madonna's history, which is a performance of Like a Virgin where she's on a bed simulating masturbation. And she comes to Toronto.
Your fave could never.
Your fave literally could never.
Or they may have.
But it was based on this. And so she shows up in Toronto, and it's a Toronto you would never recognize today.
Yeah.
Because
no buildings.
Oh, yeah, physically, but I meant because like of all the places she's going in the world, the most conservative place is Toronto, where the police show up and they're like, look, we've heard about what you do in your act. And if you do it tonight,
we heard about your little girly show, lady.
Not the girly show, but a girly show. They're like, if you do it tonight, you're going in the slammer, straight to jail.
And she's like, fuck him.
And she's like, fine. You know what? I'm going to do it harder.
What bothers me about that is that Toronto is often at the scene of the crime for being lame. And I love this city, but that was classic Toronto.
It was classic.
You know what
Toronto.
I mean?
Toronto, it's like quite literally like the fun police showed up.
Literally. And I was like, God, she must hate coming here. Every time she comes here, it must be,
She stopped coming for a long time.
Yeah. She probably
I don't blame her.
She just went to Montreal. But when we think of Madonna, obviously, to segue, we do think of like how important and involved she has been with the queer community and her gay rights and her activism. And I think, I actually don't think she gets enough credit.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah.
And this is where we actually truly need to open the schools.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that gay people,
especially
of a certain
queer
age,
people,
of a certain age, and when I say that I mean younger, really understand like how she put herself on the line for the queer community. Like this is a woman who, when people were afraid to touch AIDS patients, she was going to hospitals and like visit. She was like Princess Diana, and I'm not being funny about that. Like she actually was. In the Like a Prayer CD booklet, she included a pamphlet on AIDS information and safe sex information, and she was constantly putting herself out there, not just on HIV/AIDS, but just like for queer representation, like anti-homophobia, in ways that nobody else would do.
Yeah, I think she was operating in a completely separate lane at that time. And I would say now, and what really moved me about the Confessions 2 promo tour was it wasn't about anybody else. She was talking to her core audience. She wasn't trying to get the moms who fell off to listen, or she's never trying to get straight people to listen to her. And I don't think straight people even know there's a new Madonna album out. And that's how I like it. But it's like, and no offense, but it's like, I think it's so important that like, and it almost made me emotional that like, she's talking directly to us because.
When she said Grinder, it's mother.
Well, she's been on Grindr for weeks. She's got to get off.
She's never logged off.
No, she's up at all hours. But I think it's really beautiful to see that someone at her age still gives a fuck about us, where oftentimes, gay people, especially in promo and marketing, can be treated as a grab or an add-on. And we're here, it's never been the case with her. Like, she's doing what did she just do in New York at the Knockdown Center? She's performing
Club Confessions
at the Knockdown Gay Club in New York. Solely
and they're checking if you're straight at the door and turning you away.
Totally. And solely for a gay audience, which she's always been doing, but it's like she's coming to you. Yeah. Madonna's on Grindr coming to your home to perform Confessions 2 for you.
She's on Grindr, she's on Scruff, she's on Sniffies.
But I really do, we're joking, but I really do think it's so important. And I was really moved by it because I was like, someone kind of said this about the promo tour because the album went #1 and sold 134,000 copies in the first week, outperformed Madam X. And why? Because she didn't go on Call Her Daddy and answer a bunch of frivolous questions, no shade. But it's like, she wasn't answering questions that are like, What's Madonna's favorite whatever? It was like, no, she's talking about the music.
So when you go to Erewhon, what's your order?
Okay, are you this or this? But it's like, she was promoting the music and she was promoting it where the music is going to be played the most, which is, in Times Square
clubs.
and at gay clubs. And I think it's important.
It's important.
It's important.
It's really important. And all of her performances over the years of Live to Tell, which has become sort of like, was originally just a soundtrack song, but has become sort of like her HIV AIDS anthem. And particularly at the Celebration tour, the way first of all, they put her on a magic carpet and flew her around the stadium.
Yeah.
But it's as all these images, first of her friends who have died of AIDS, and then all of her collaborators, her dancers, all these people that, and like Keith Haring and all these like famous people we know. And then it becomes sort of like everybody who had submitted. It was done through the AIDS Memorial. And they just told people like, there's a project, like an art installation, like submit your stories, submit your pictures. And she did that. And so like people were showing up at the Celebration tour being like, oh my God, that's my like cousin or that's my brother.
Yeah.
And like for her to honor people in that way and to have done so for 30, 40 years.
Well, that's the thing.
It's amazing.
It comes off so honest and genuine and completely, I think if people do and can have a criticism of Madonna, often it is, maybe not warm or kept at an arm's length and, a diva, whatever. But that doesn't matter, especially in terms of like how she has always treated the gay audience, which is like, for a lack of a better phrasing, like truly mother. And I think that's what moved me so much about Confessions too, which we'll get into in a little bit. Okay, well, speaking of Confessions, I think, and Confessions too, this all ladders up to her legacy.
Yeah.
Madonna has such an important legacy. What would you say kind of defines her or her legacy?
Yeah, I think ultimately it is what we've been talking about, that she sort of like architected the modern pop star and the modern celebrity and sort of like ties together. What's the Charlie album called? Music, Fashion, Film.
Yeah.
Music, Fashion, Film.
Yeah.
And
spring, summer, whatever.
Spring, summer every year for Madonna for the past 40 years.
Yeah.
And so like, I think truly the legacy is that, and the fact that you have like, 50 hit singles and all of these amazing albums
and continue to.
This body of work is like a cherry on top. But speaking of film, we do need to touch on Madonna's acting career.
Of course.
Because that's been all over the place.
Yes. What I love about Madonna's acting career, and it's kind of on here, but I think what makes her so iconic, and this is maybe sometimes, and it's similar to Beyonce, is that it never clicked.
I always thought that there was like a competition with Cher in a way, whereas, Cher really excels as an actress and even, secured the Academy Award. And I think Madonna always wanted that and never quite
100%.
did it. She got the Golden Globe. It's not an Oscar.
It's not
an Oscar.
Egged. You're not egged like an EGOT.
EGOT.
Yeah. You're not egged.
Oh, right.
In some ways, we're all egged.
Yeah. Look, her first and best movie was Desperately Seeking Susan, which I know you haven't seen, and I need you to go home and watch it like tonight.
I'll watch it somewhere.
You can watch it. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. If not, go down to the video store and rent it because you need to see it. It's so good. The problem is that it was her first, and she peaked with her first movie. Obviously, she goes on to do Evita, which gets her a Golden Globe. Not an Oscar.
It's not an Oscar.
It's not an Oscar. And nothing else is really worth seeing to me, except A League of Their Own, perhaps.
Yeah, but as you said, too much baseball.
Too much baseball.
Too much baseball. She should make a return to acting. What if they put her in the MCU? Madonna as Jean Grey.
She had a real life. Get the guest star Emmy.
Well, speaking of legacy, she has many daughters, as Teresa Giudice would say. But, there's the Britney, there's Lady Gaga, there's maybe a Beyonce, Rihanna, whoever you compare to Madonna, Addison Rae. But will there ever...
Tate McRae.
Will there ever be another Madonna? I don't think there can be in the same, comparable way, obviously. But I think that question is more like, who would you put beside her?
Yeah.
And who do you think it could ever happen again?
I don't think that it could ever happen again.
Yeah.
I think that I thought at some point it could, and now I think it can't. Because it's amazing to think back to who Madonna's peers were. Like it was Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Prince, like David Bowie-ish. And like those are some of our greatest stars of all time. And she was among them and still standing up like beside them. And then you look at the pop landscape today and it's so bleak. And I know I sound like an old fogey, but like I am sorry. I'm sorry. The pop landscape is so bleak. Like the thing is, you know, we're talking about all these iconic moments, iconic interviews. Like point me to one iconic interview with Dua Lipa, Addison Rae, Tate McRae, Olivia Rodrigo. Like I like all of them individually, but there's not an iconic interview. There's not an iconic moment.
Yeah.
There's barely an iconic performance.
Well, the only people who are really comparable are, and I'm going to get roasted for this, is I would say Britney, Gaga, Beyonce.
Yes,
in
agreed.
terms of legacy.
Yeah.
And someone's screaming Taylor Swift probably from outside, but in
It's
terms
just
of
different.
actual
It's
artistry,
different.
in terms of actual impact and artistry, those three are the ones who come to mind. Britney Spears is a daughter of hers, obviously.
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier, I do think Janet is her mother, though. Lady Gaga, I think, is the closest in terms
thing.
of shocking people and doing the thing.
And like the hits. Like it's
And
the
the hits.
hit after hit. The problem is like,
'Cause
then
you're a little monster.
If you come, I am a little monster. My paws are all the way up. And I have to say that when you look at like my one disappointment with Confessions 2 is that we duet with Sabrina Carpenter. And
Sabrina.
I like Sabrina.
I love Sabrina on that song.
I like Sabrina. I like her on the song
Yeah.
even. It's just that she is not Madonna's daughter.
Well, that's what's so interesting about the Sabrina feature is that album doesn't cater to anybody who is under the age of 35, cater to. But Sabrina was her like who's hot.
Who's hot? But what an indictment on Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh my God, an
that the
honor.
song-
And I loved it.
No, indictment.
Oh, sorry, I didn't
On Sabrina
understand the
Carpenter
word.
that like the song didn't help it chart.
It did chart. It didn't chart high though.
Didn't chart.
I think
well.
it was like number 74 or 54.
yeah. So didn't chart. And so
Well, that's more a testament to Madonna being almost. Do you think Danceteria is going to chart?
hard to say.
Yeah.
But all of this to say is that I think it was a really missed opportunity to not finally do the Gaga duet. We've been teased with the Gaga duet.
Oh, have we?
Rumors of it for
Do you think it's more
a decade.
the Kylie duet?
Well, the Kylie duet has been actually teased, and I think that does exist.
Somewhere.
But there has just always been this hankering for a collab between Gaga and Madonna.
Yeah.
And the closest we ever got was them fake fighting on SNL before Madonna like realized like she had a problem here.
Yeah.
Houston, we have a problem.
I love that choreo from that SNL sketch.
Love it. Love it.
I would say though, and I just want to touch on it briefly because when I think of Beyonce recently in the last few years, I do think of Madonna because Renaissance is beside Confessions too, especially like they were both 40, both a reinvention, both dance music, both talking to the LGBTQ plus community. Like it really was like her, obviously there's the Break Your Soul remix sampling Vogue. It was hers a nod a little bit to Madonna, and then Cowboy Carter as well. Madonna only has the one country song.
Yeah.
But, you know,
But she did style the whole era as country.
Yeah, which I love because Don't Tell Me came across my timeline again the other day. And I was like, she said, I'll do one country song.
Yeah.
And that's it. And
it will be the best country song.
Well, that's the thing with, and I love Cowboy Carter, obviously, but Don't Tell Me is so interesting where she was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it once and I'm going to do it really, really right. And I'm not going to give you more than I need to. Because with that song, she's both, I think she's like kind of making fun of the genre or more saying like, this is how easy it is to do a country
Right.
song. Like no offense to country music, but it's like, she's like, I can do it all. And she did. And that's what I love about her.
So
Sabrina.
it's been a blast. I have so much more to say.
Yeah.
Look, to wrap this up, after 40 years, we still have so much to talk about when it comes to Madonna. And that's really the true legacy. I could go 4 more hours here, but
But it's been great. I think like, you know, what a woman. What a woman.
what an icon.
Let's give them something to talk about, Sabrina. She was right.
She gave him something to talk about. She gave us something to talk about.
Okay, before we go, what is your favorite song from Confessions 2? Mine is One Step Away. Yours
Thanks for asking. I thought you would never ask. School.
is In Session, by the way.
Yeah, and she was doing this.
School is in. I love when someone tweeted like, Madonna, this album has everything you want from a Madonna album. Spoken word, She speaks a little Spanish. Whatever else. And what more do you need?
Sings as a man.
Yes.
Was in session.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Love it. Amazing. Well, that's all we got for you.
This has been great.
That's the last episode of Bestie Listen.
Forever.
Or is it?
Sean, we got some pretty exciting news we got to tell everybody.
Ooh, what is it?
Oh, you tell them.
Bestie Listen Season 2 is
Coming this fall. Confetti! Thank you.
with an all new cast.
See you on the other side. Oh. Have fun with that in the edit. I'm listening.
Were you getting like teleported?
Yeah,
out of
I was
the
like,
scene?
whoa!